You have a lot of drama going on around you. People are stirring the pot, testing your reactions, poking at your peace. But you're in temperance energy now. You've become the stillness they can't provoke, the silence that exposes their noise. If it feels like the world is unraveling just to pull you in, it's because your spirit no longer plays by the rules of chaos. You're not just avoiding drama, you're disarming it. Your vibration has shifted, and the masks around you are cracking under the pressure. The performances that once held power now fall flat in your presence. They can stir the pot all they want, but you've stopped offering your energy as an ingredient, and that, more than anything, is driving them wild. The chaos you're witnessing isn't accidental. It's a targeted response to your elevation. You've outgrown the energetic contracts that used to bind you, and now the people who once thrived in your confusion can no longer access the same version of you. That's not coincidence, that's spiritual law. Your alignment is making the unresolved parts of others rise to the surface, and instead of healing, they're reacting. That shift in you, it's threatening. It reminds them of the work they've avoided. You're moving with clarity, and that clarity exposes their confusion. They can't reach you like they used to, and so they create chaos just to see if you'll still dance in it. People don't want your peace. They want your participation. They want your reaction, your validation, your energy. And when they realize you've closed that door, they don't just walk away. They bang on it, loudly, desperately. The drama you're seeing is an old energetic strategy trying to reassert control. It's an attempt to lure you back into the version of yourself that tolerated manipulation, confusion, and emotional baiting. But it won't work anymore. Not because the tactics have changed, but because you have. You used to respond. You used to explain yourself, defend your silence, clarify your choices. But now you see the cost of that. Every reaction was a withdrawal from your own peace. Every explanation was an invitation for further invasion. And now that you've chosen stillness, the chaos can't comprehend you. You've become unreadable to the systems that once fed on your predictability. They call it ego. They label it cold. But it's neither. It's spiritual discernment. You're no longer accessible for performances rooted in control. This drama isn't random. It's the last gasp of old energies trying to stay relevant in your field. It's a test, a spiritual siren call asking if you'll still fall for what used to undo you. But you've seen behind the curtain now. You understand that the show only runs if you agree to be part of the cast. And this time, you're not stepping on that stage. You're not reacting, and that's unsettling to people who survive on chaos. They used to know how to trigger you. Now, it rolls off you like water. You've become spiritually insulated. You are temperance in human form, and those who thrived in your previous imbalance now feel spiritually exposed. They can't anchor themselves in your storm anymore because you don't offer one. You've become the stillness that triggers transformation, or reveals who refuses to change. Either way, you're not returning to what used to dismantle you. The shift in your spirit has started to close doors that once swung wide open, and certain people can feel it, not just intellectually, but energetically. They sense that their access to you is slipping, and it terrifies them. This isn't just about losing a connection. It's about losing control. Karmic cycles are ending, and with that ending comes desperation. So they stir the pot. Not because they're confused, but because they're calculated. The chaos isn't random, it's intentional. Some are staging crises that don't exist, hoping you'll rush in and play the role they're used to assigning you. Others are whispering your name into rooms they don't belong in, hoping to cast shadows on a light they can't reach. They're not after your presence, they're after your attention. They don't want you back, they want access to your energy, your reactions, your emotional currency. And when that access is revoked, they panic. It's not love, it's not longing, it's spiritual entitlement masked as concern. They can't touch you physically, so they aim for your name, they gossip, they project, they manufacture narratives, but it doesn't matter, because spiritually you're sealed, protected, removed. There are people you used to over-explain yourself to, people you used to exhaust yourself, trying to heal, fix, or prove your worth to. Now those same people feel the silence you've chosen, and it's louder than any explanation you could give. They're stirring the pot because it's the only movement they know. Stillness terrifies them. It forces self-reflection, and that's something they've avoided for years. So they create noise, hoping you'll break your silence too. Confront them, but there's nothing to confront when you've already left the table. The ones causing the most chaos are the ones who feel your evolution the hardest. They may never say it out loud, but they know you're different. They know they can't reach you the same way. And instead of evolving with you, they've chosen to sabotage what they can't control. Let them whisper, let them twist stories, let them stir the pot. What they don't realize is that the flame they're trying to provoke, you are that flame, and this time, they're not fireproof. Look, you already know the game is rigged, and if you're paying attention, you know the walls are closing in. So let's talk about what we're doing about it. When you live by the day at the market's command, where profit and property rule the land, to be heard, to be held, to be dealt a fair hand, these are the things that a people demand. And we hear you. The Obsidian Inner Order has paywalls, yes. Those who stand with us, who fuel this mission, they give us ammunition to fight the Archons, to push back against the machine, to go deeper, to uncover more. And as our thank you, paid members get access to a 1-hour live, personalized weekly group tarot reading, guidance, insight, and clarity for the road ahead. But kicking a man for being down on the floor, that's something we cannot ignore. That's why starting today, you can steal the Astral Atom exclusive daily newsletter for free. No paywall, no catch. Just join the Patreon free tier, link in the description. This is the start of our conversation with you, and it's bi-directional. You can reply to any email we send you. We'll read it, we'll hear you, and we'll do our best to get an answer to you from the universe itself. If you can support, we need you. If you can't, take what's free. The Obsidian Inner Order is open. Now, let's get back to work. What you're building now isn't for show, it's for sovereignty. Your progress is private because it's sacred. This is what terrifies them. You're unavailable. Not just physically, but spiritually. They can't reach you with the same tricks. Your soul has relocated. You're not ignoring them, you're existing beyond them. They try to summon the old version of you with passive-aggressive comments, with backhanded compliments, with manufactured crises. But nothing answers. You've become an echo of yourself to them, familiar but unreachable. That's the consequence of elevation. The air gets thinner. Not everyone was meant to breathe where you're headed. You're planting seeds in silence. That's why they're so loud. They can't figure out what you're doing, so they create stories to fill the gaps. Let them. While they gossip, you're growing. While they throw shade, you're expanding. The truth is, they were never your audience. They were a distraction. And now that you've reclaimed your energy, they no longer have access to the stage. You used to try to bring everyone with you. You used to share the vision too early, hoping someone would understand. Now you understand. The silence is protection. The quiet is clarity. You don't owe them visibility into your healing. You don't owe them access to your process. You are no longer something they can casually interact with or emotionally toy with. You've become sacred ground, and not everyone is meant to tread there. This isn't about revenge. This isn't about proving anyone wrong. This is about building something eternal, rooted in alignment, protected by discernment. Your silent empire is forming, one boundary at a time, one decision at a time. Let them talk, let them wonder. Your harvest will answer every question they never had the courage to ask out loud. You're untouchable, Not because you're hiding, but because you've healed. What once pierced your spirit now doesn't even graze your surface. That's not detachment, it's evolution. Your emotional intelligence has become your armor. You see through the manipulation now. You sense the energy before the words are even spoken. What they used to use against you, guilt, shame, chaos, no longer holds weight. And that shift, that self-mastery, it's divine, it's not arrogance, it's protection. Every jab they throw, every sideways comment, every calculated silence, it bounces off you, because you've realized that not every battle is meant to be fought. Some are just meant to be walked away from. The divine didn't remove you from those situations to punish you. It was preparation. You were being fortified. What used to break you down now reveals your strength. Your silence isn't passive, it's strategic. It's power dressed in restraint. People don't understand how you got here, how you're unbothered, how you remain calm while they try everything to disrupt your frequency. But they weren't there in the nights you cried alone. They didn't see you rebuild yourself brick by brick, prayer by prayer, after the storms they never even knew you weathered. That's why they can't touch you, because what you carry wasn't handed to you, it was forged in fire. You don't rise to every insult anymore, because you've seen how it steals your time. You don't defend every decision anymore, because you've seen how it drains your peace. You've learned that proving your truth to people committed to misunderstanding you is a spiritual distraction. Now you move different. You move protected. You move with the kind of discernment that makes people think twice before trying you. You don't have to shout your growth. It speaks for itself. It shows in how you respond, or more often how you don't. And that, more than anything, is what's shaking them. You're no longer emotionally available for the battles that once consumed you. You don't swing when they swing. You don't flinch when they shout. You just are. And in that unshakable presence, they recognize something they can't manipulate. Power. You're spiritually sealed, covered, carried, and no amount of noise can break through what God has fortified in silence. Your peace is loud, it walks into a room before you do, and shifts the atmosphere without a word. It's not just calming, it's disruptive. Because to those who thrive in attention, chaos, and control, peace is confrontation. It reminds them of what they lack. And that confrontation doesn't come from anything you're doing, it comes from who you've become. You're no longer reactive. And that alone is infuriating to people who built their power by pulling your strings. They're not mad at your silence. They're mad they can't penetrate it. They're not angry at your distance. They're enraged that it's permanent. The things that once triggered you now meet dead air, and they don't know what to do with that. You've evolved past emotional manipulation, past false urgency, past bait, and that evolution dismantles their strategies. In real time, you've become unreadable, unshakable. Your peace has turned into a mirror, showing them the parts of themselves they're not ready to face. For people who rely on your chaos to feel grounded in their own dysfunction, your silence is deafening. They're addicted to your energy. And now that you've cut the cord, they're spiraling. They push harder, hoping you'll crack. They throw jabs wrapped in fake concern. They test boundaries disguised as checking in, but your spirit doesn't respond to noise anymore. It responds to truth. And truth doesn't scream. It stands still. This isn't about pride. This is spiritual authority. You're no longer explaining your calm, justifying your detachment, or translating your peace into palatable language. You've realized some people don't want understanding. They want control. And when you deny them that control, they call you difficult, cold, distant. Let them project, let them panic. You don't owe access to anyone who once fed on your instability. Peace isn't passive, it's powerful. It's a choice, a discipline, a boundary, and it offends those who never thought you'd find it. The ones who used to throw you off center now find themselves disoriented, because your stillness doesn't just protect you, it convicts them. You've stopped playing the game and they're still stuck in the performance. Let them spiral, let them stir. You're no longer participating, and that's exactly why they feel powerless. This isn't just about drama. It never was. It's about revelation. The chaos around you is exposing what was hidden in plain sight. The masks are slipping, the loyalties are shifting, and the truth is becoming louder than any excuse. This is spiritual X-ray vision. You're being shown what your soul already sensed. Every disruption, every betrayal, every strange behavior is a divine unveiling, not to hurt you, but to inform you. You needed to see who was clapping for your survival, but cringing at your peace. You're not being attacked, you're being clarified. This isn't punishment, it's precision. The divine is removing distractions dressed as support. What once passed as love is being filtered through your new frequency, and it's not holding up. And as painful as it can feel, it's a gift, because now you don't have to guess. Now you know. You know who was anchored to your light and who only lingered in your shadows. This exposure is the mercy you didn't know you needed. Some people were only connected to the version of you that was struggling. They could handle your chaos because it made them feel needed. But now that you're stable, now that you're clear, they don't recognize you. They tolerated you in survival mode, but your healing disrupts the dynamic. You no longer bend. You no longer beg. You no longer explain away your peace to make others feel comfortable in their confusion. That's a shift most can't adjust to. But that's the point. The pressure isn't to destroy you, it's to elevate you. The discomfort isn't a sign of regression, it's confirmation of ascension. You're being repositioned, and part of that process means watching old ties disintegrate, not because of drama, but because they were never built on divine alignment to begin with. This moment isn't just personal, it's prophetic. You're stepping into a version of yourself that can't carry what used to feel familiar, and the unfamiliarity is sacred. Let the exposure do its work. Let the masks fall. Let the silence speak. A greater purpose is unfolding, one that will not allow anything counterfeit to go with you. You're not losing people, you're losing illusions, and that's what elevation always requires. Just because everything around you feels unstable doesn't mean you're off track. In fact, it's proof that you're exactly where you're supposed to be. When you start walking in divine alignment, disorder doesn't disappear. It gets louder. The moment you stop shrinking, the resistance begins. People become uncomfortable, not because you're doing anything wrong, but because you're no longer accessible in the way they remember. That discomfort isn't your burden. It's their mirror. Don't confuse other people's unease with your misstep. Don't let their projections become your hesitation. You're not too quiet. You're not too distant. You're not too different. You're finely aligned. And alignment has a frequency that feels like rejection to those who only understood your brokenness. They liked you better when you were unsure, over-explaining, second-guessing yourself. But now that you move with clarity, they call it cold, they call it arrogant. But it's not. It's confirmation. This version of you doesn't perform for acceptance. This version honors truth, even if it means walking alone. Chaos will try to convince you that you've gone too far, that maybe you should reach out, that maybe you've changed too much, but growth requires that distance. It requires silence. The glow they're uncomfortable with is the one you earned. In darkness, don't doubt your light just because they can't stand its brilliance. You're not the problem, you're the revelation. Your evolution has made them confront what they've suppressed, and instead of rising with you, they retreat and blame you for shining. You don't owe anyone the watered-down version of yourself. You don't have to dim your glow just to maintain connections rooted in your old pain. That's not loyalty, that's bondage. The calling on your life isn't up for debate. You didn't come this far to start questioning your clarity just because others preferred your confusion. You didn't heal just to fold in the face of discomfort. You are the shift, you are the boundary, you are the standard now. Let them be uncomfortable. Let the tension rise. The more chaos tries to rattle you, the clearer the evidence becomes. You're not who you used to be. And that's the point. You're not here to make peace with your past. You're here to honor the call on your name. You don't need a comeback. You need consistency. The way forward isn't through reaction. It's through reinforcement. Boundaries aren't just emotional walls. They're spiritual declarations. And right now, yours must be clean, clear, and unapologetic. Let your silence do the heavy lifting. You don't need to chase clarity for those who twist truth. You don't need to respond to every jab masked as concern. The most powerful move you can make is to remain still when everything around you demands your attention. This season requires protection, not paranoia, protection. You are in divine preparation, and that means your energy must be guarded like treasure. Stay prayed up, not as a defense mechanism, but as a way of staying rooted. Prayer is the soil. Rest is the water. Intention is the sunlight. These are your tools now. Not performance, not proving, not pleading. The more sacred your routine becomes, the more grounded your path will feel. Hydration, sleep, movement. These aren't luxuries. They are spiritual maintenance. Your body is the vessel carrying this new frequency, and it deserves to be honored. Don't dismiss the small acts of care. They are prayers in motion. Every glass of water, every journaling session, every moment of silence. This is how you prepare for what you're building. They're watching for the next outburst, but you're too focused, too aligned, too protected. Start documenting the shifts. Write down what you feel, what you're being shown, what's falling away. Journaling isn't for nostalgia. It's for tracking divine evidence. You're being shown too much to let it pass unnoticed. Your growth isn't abstract anymore. It's tangible, measurable. And the best way to honor it is to observe it with reverence, with gratitude, with clarity. You are not in hiding. You are in honing. The stillness isn't a pause. It's a strategy. You're being calibrated for something you haven't seen before, and you don't need the world's input to validate it. Protect your space. Curate your circle. Hold your tongue when your ego wants to respond. Every ounce of restraint is a declaration that you are no longer available for cycles designed to drain you. They're stirring the pot, trying to summon the version of you they once controlled. But you're no longer at the table. You are the flame now. The silent force they can't predict, the grounded energy that doesn't flinch. Your peace convicts. Your stillness reveals, and your refusal to be baited shakes them to the core. You're not hiding, you're reigning. The chaos isn't yours to manage. You don't owe your presence to confusion or your energy to performance. You're walking in temperance, and that's not just a mood, it's a mantle. Let them stir, let them spiral, just don't let them cook with your energy. This isn't withdrawal, it's sovereignty, and from this point forward, you move in alignment with divine authority, unshaken, unbothered, untouched.